Lakers missed a huge opportunity yesterday, and we need to take a deeper dive into it. With game 2 of the Grizzlies versus Lakers game happening yesterday, there was a lot of things that really affected the game. The main thing being that Ja Morant was out because of a right hand soreness after he took this really weird fall. A lot of people were automatically saying, oh, the Lakers are going to win this, LeBron's going to have a good game, all this stuff that you usually see. But I think a lot of people forgot that, especially back last year, the Grizzlies are a good team without Ja Morant. They can still perform and do good without Ja. And usually when you have a player like Ja Morant that's out, you think people like Desmond Bane are going to step up, or Jaren Jackson Jr. is going to have a huge offensive game. Like, you think players like that are going to go crazy. But no, Xavier fucking Tillman, like, had the game of his life yesterday. It was insane. Shooting 10 for 13, putting up 13 rebounds, 3 assists with 22 points. Tillman was the reason why the Grizzlies won this game. And I was watching Inside the NBA talk about this game during halftime, and I think it was Charles Barkley who said that they were really showing effort. They were really going out and wanting to win this game, and the Lakers weren't really putting that effort into the game, and you actually saw that. You saw the Grizzlies really want this game. The Lakers, who kind of felt like they already had it, and they were just walking in here. You know, they won game 1 with Ja Morant. I think it was in that game for a little bit, and the Grizzlies were not taking that, and I absolutely love to see that. I love to see players like Tillman go into this game and really show out and prove that they can do something for this team. Now, I do think that Ja Morant will be healthy and ready to go for game 3 in LA, so we'll see how they really perform then, because if they can keep the same intensity and have Ja Morant on the floor, this series will be over. And I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't really looking forward to watching this series between the Grizzlies and Lakers, although it's not the worst first round matchup that we have this year, because we have some that I will be going over shortly. It still wasn't one that I was really super excited to watch. I wasn't like trying to clear my schedule to watch it. Obviously I still do, because it's playoff basketball and I want to talk about it, but I'm not jumping in the middle of the day waiting for the Grizzlies and Lakers matchup to start. Like, I'm not. But I will say that this game really switched up the series, because I'm pretty sure the title of this video is going to be something like the Lakers blew a huge opportunity, and that opportunity was to obviously take game 2 at the Grizzlies arena and go back to LA, where, yeah, they might have Ja Morant again, but they didn't have Ja Morant for this game. But if you're the 7th seed and you take the 2 home games away from the Grizzlies, the whole entire series is now in your favor. But I'm not gonna lie, I see the Grizzlies going into LA, maybe taking 1, maybe even both games in LA. Like, yeah, it's gonna be hard, and we'll see how it goes, but they very well can. Before we start talking about D'Angelo Russell, because I'm seeing a lot of Lakers fans say that it's all like his fault and he didn't play good, which, yeah, he didn't play good, and like I said, we'll get into that. Anthony Davis shot 4 for 14 today, and it's really weird to me because I'm not like the biggest Lakers watcher. If you really watch the Lakers every single game, let me know down in the comments if this is how it is, because this is how it seems like for me. Anthony Davis goes from being an absolute monster, right, destroying the game. The dude is putting up crazy numbers, right? Everyone calls him MVP, all these numbers, and then he'll have like 2 games that are really important where he'll just fumble. He won't do anything, and I feel like that's how it's been so far in the playoffs. I feel like last game he had a great game. He was super effective offensively. He was doing great, and this game he just puts up bricks. Like, literally just goes out on the court, takes a shit on the middle of the court, and walks off. And it's so weird to me how it's always the games that really matter and the really important ones where he does this. Obviously not saying that he's like can't step up in big moments, because we know that he can, but it's just really weird to me that recently this is how it kind of seems. But you know what, Lakers fans, we'll go ahead and use your scapegoat D'Angelo Russell for this game, because yes, he did shoot terrible as well. Going 2 for 11 is just inexcusable. I'm not a Lakers fan, okay, and I'm not trying to be like a hater or anything, so if you're a Lakers fan, I'm not trying to attack you guys or anything, but goddamn, the amount of flip-flopping I see in the Lakers fan base itself is so crazy. I know it happens with every team, but specifically the Lakers. I mean, we see people say, oh my god, D'Angelo Russell is that guy, he's better than Russell Westbrook, who cares? I mean, if you compare the two right now in the playoffs, Russell Westbrook is a better player, but I will say Russell Westbrook wasn't good with the Lakers, I think mostly because the system and the chemistry was already kind of destroyed there. Not gonna really get into that. Long story short, D'Angelo Russell had a bad game, but he can come back next game and have a great game and everyone be back on his dick. It wouldn't surprise me. Rui Hachimura has been a very great piece for the Lakers so far in these past 2 games. Overall, just putting up solid numbers. I feel like if the rest of the Lakers roster steps up, which they did in game 1, they can win this series. They can take multiple games at least, but obviously you have to rely on those other players, and when they're not doing that, it's not going to be good for you. Someone who I've been really disappointed in as well is Tristan Thompson. I feel like he hasn't really stepped up. Okay, why the fuck is Tristan Thompson on this team? I still don't understand that. Also, quick side note, we saw Dylan Brooks get in LeBron's feelings today. That shit was crazy to see. I didn't even think about that. That could be actually a huge factor in this, because knowing LeBron, I said that like I actually knew him personally, knowing LeBron from previous playoff experience, he can take that shit personal. He got that Michael Jordan type shit where you can take that shit personal and absolutely go out and dick on your team the entire series. I don't know. This is the first time in a long time I actually saw LeBron talk back to someone. I don't know if he called him a pussy bitch or something crazy. LeBron was talking back to Dylan Brooks. That's scary. I'm not going to say that the Lakers and Grizzlies matchup today was a lot of fun to watch, because it genuinely wasn't. When someone like Ja Morant's out, a lot of times you'll see people just kind of dismiss the game because they're like, oh, this team's not fully healthy, this team doesn't have that. Although that wasn't really a factor today, still wasn't a super fun watch, right? Not the best series, and it's getting even worse yesterday as you watch this. The Miami Heat getting their backs blown out by the Milwaukee Bucks without Giannis. Now, the Miami Heat took game 1, and at first I saw everyone saying, oh, Miami Heat could actually have a chance because we knew that Giannis wouldn't play this game. In my opinion, I never saw it happening. I really didn't. I didn't think that the Bucks needed Giannis to be able to beat the Heat, but the person who went off on the Bucks is not someone who I expected. I guess I should have because of size and matchups, but Brook fucking Lopez, ladies and gentlemen, shot 12 for 17. He shot 25 points. He was feasting on the Miami Heat. He was feasting on them simply because they just couldn't match up to the guy. They couldn't do anything. And when you're a team like the Miami Heat where you're just getting absolutely beasted on and there's not much you can't really do when it comes to the defense side, your only real option is to outscore them. Yeah, that's the only really thing you can do, but they don't have Tyler Hero. So how exactly can you outscore a team without one of your best scorers? And I'm not saying that they could actually win a series by simply just trying to outscore the Bucks, because that is just not going to happen. I mean, this series is already said and done. There's not really much to go into when it gets really in depth, but Tyler Hero is out. They stand absolutely no chance. It doesn't matter if Giannis is out for the whole entire series. With no Tyler Hero, the Miami Heat cannot make anything happen. And the thing about this game is it's not even like Jimmy Butler had a bad game or like anyone on the Heat really had a crazy bad game. It was just they were getting beat by a lot of people, including Brook Lopez, like I said, mostly. Drew Holiday had a great game as well. And I'm just now seeing Pat Connaughton hit 6 for 10 from 3. Yeah, Miami Heat, you guys have fun on vacation this year because you guys are not going anywhere. It was at first really scary seeing both Ja Morant and Giannis go down yesterday, 2 days ago. But it looks like they're only going to be out for one game, and that one game was today. So I don't really think we have anything else to worry about. I think they'll both be back and it'll be fine. All right, the Timberwolves and Nuggets game just ended, and that was a crazier ending than I thought it would be. With the game pretty much being dog shit up until the end of the third quarter / start of the fourth quarter, the Nuggets did not let up in that game. Oh my God. The one bad thing that happened in this quarter was the amount of bitching that these teams did to the refs. It was only the fourth quarter where I really saw them actually complaining about every single thing. That shit was just kind of weird. Other than that, man, Jamal Murray dropped a 40-point game. And this is a guy who came back from an ACL injury, an injury that is usually known to ruin careers. Okay. We see players like Klay Thompson, who I'm not going to say that their injuries were the same because Klay had a really bad injury. I think that was a little bit worse than what Jamal Murray went through. But I hear a lot of people say, oh my God, Klay Thompson went through this terrible injury and he's still a good player, which yes, that is true. But Jamal Murray went through an ACL tear and just dropped a 40-point bomb in the playoffs and has been a productive player the entire season. The guy had a really big role in this game. He saved the Nuggets from losing this game. I also don't want to hear anymore that Jokic has no help, not only because of this game, but because he's been getting help this entire season. And I feel like the entire Nuggets team has been getting discredited because everyone looks at Jokic and goes, man, he has no superstars around him, so he must have no help. He has help around him. Like, let's relax on that. They're the #1 seed in the West for a reason, okay? Anthony Edwards played his ass off. I talked about in a recent video about how I really wish that Anthony Edwards was more aggressive and how he attacked the basket more. I think it was during his play-in games, but unfortunately they just throw all those stats away for some reason. But he just wasn't as aggressive, and you know that Anthony Edwards can be that guy that goes out and drops 40 points like he did today. But unfortunately it just wasn't enough. I feel like they really broke down mentally late in the fourth quarter. After a couple calls that just didn't go their way, Rudy Gobert got really upset. And like I said, I feel like they just really broke down mentally, and the Nuggets just were stronger when it came to that. But man, I feel bad for Anthony Edwards because he played so hard and wanted to win this one. At the end of this series, I see the Timberwolves taking maybe 1, maybe 2 games, maybe 2. But yeah, they'll end up losing this series. With that being said, that is your daily little wrap up of the NBA playoffs. I will most likely be uploading another video talking about the games that are happening tomorrow, aka today if you're watching this right now. But I'll try my best to analyze the Suns versus Clippers game because unfortunately the NBA is ass at scheduling games. Because what is this? What is this? How is this allowed? How did this go through in the scheduling department? Two of the best series are now scheduled 30 minutes apart. That's disgusting. And if you know me, I'm a Kings fan. I'm watching the Kings game over the Suns one. But you know, I'll go through and watch the recaps and all that stuff. So look out for a video. Be sure to like and subscribe, turn on notifications so you know when that video drops, and click the video up on the screen if you did enjoy this one as well. I'll see you guys all in the next one. Later.